Welcome to this explainer. Think about how much time you waste just figuring out how to communicate with a new team member or endlessly re-explaining your expectations to a cross-functional partner. It's exhausting, right? Well, today, we're going to tackle that friction head-on by building your very own digital chief of staff.
So, let's dive into this incredibly provocative concept. Imagine a workplace where you never, ever have to manually onboard a colleague to your working style again. No more miscommunications about whether you prefer a quick Slack message or a deeply detailed brief. What if your colleagues could simply chat with an AI that intimately understands exactly how you operate, how you make decisions, and what you need from them, all before they ever book a 30-minute block on your calendar? That is exactly the reality we're building today.
Here is our quick roadmap for how we get there. First, we'll meet your AI assistant. Then, we prep by connecting your workspace apps. After that, we hit Step 1, generating your core style. Step 2, refining the guide. And finally, Step 3, building and sharing the whole thing.
All right, Section 1, meet your AI assistant.
So what actually is a Work With Me gem? Basically, it acts as your ultimate digital proxy. Now, we are not talking about some static, boring PDF document that gets buried in a shared drive somewhere. This is a dynamic, interactive guide powered by AI. It just sits there, ready and waiting to automatically answer any common questions about your meeting philosophies, your feedback style, and your specific communication preferences.
You might be wondering, why go through the effort of creating one of these? The value proposition here is absolutely massive. You're going to save hours by proactively sharing your preferences. Your meetings will run significantly smoother because everyone arrives perfectly aligned with your approach. And onboarding new team members, it becomes infinitely faster when you literally hand them a cheat sheet for collaborating with you. Ultimately, it's all about reducing the day-to-day friction of human collaboration.
Moving right along to Section 2, Prep, where we connect your workspace apps.
Okay, we have one quick prerequisite gatekeeping check here. You've got to ensure your Google Workspace account, especially your Gmail, is actively connected to Gemini. Why is it so important? Because we aren't going to just guess what your working style is. We're going to use hard data. The AI needs to analyze your actual, real-world sent emails to discover your authentic working style, rather than some idealized version of how you think you work. The AI doesn't flatter. It looks at the cold, hard data of your outbox. Honestly, it might even reveal you're a bit grumpier or more verbose than you originally thought. That brings us to Section 3, Step 1, Generate Core Style. This is where the magic really starts happening.
Now, pay close attention to this technical requirement, because it's critical to making this work. When you open Gemini to run your analysis, you cannot just copy-paste the mention. You absolutely must type out @Gmail manually to trigger the correct workspace integration. And to get the level of analytical depth we're looking for, make sure you've got the Gemini 2.5 Pro model or a newer version selected.
Here is the exact prompt you're going to feed to Gemini. Notice the scope here. We are specifically instructing it to review a full 6 months of your email history. That is a ton of data. We're asking it to dig deep and extract your core feedback principles, your implicit values, and your true decision-making framework. It's literally like holding a highly analytical mirror up to your professional self.
Once you run that prompt, the AI spits out a brilliant breakdown of your communication style. It creates this stark, clear contrast between what you need, like, say, using direct language and starting with the conclusion, and what causes you friction. It takes those unconscious habits, like realizing you actually hate long, rambling emails and secretly crave bullet points, and turns them into explicit rules of engagement.
All right, Section 4, Step 2, refine the guide. Let's take that raw data and polish it up. So staying in that exact same conversation window with Gemini, you're going to drop in this second prompt. By pasting the entire raw output from the previous step directly below this prompt, you are forcing the AI to transition the data. It takes all those analytical bullets and weaves them into a highly personal, first-person narrative. It shifts the tone away from a sterile, robotic report and turns it into a warm, yet incredibly direct, personal guide. This step is so crucial because it provides the AI with a rigid, professional structure. It forces the synthesis into very specific buckets: your core philosophy, your approach to meetings, and your actionable expectations. But most importantly, it generates specific GEM operating instructions. These are the actual, concrete rules your future AI gem will use to govern exactly how it interacts with your team.
And finally, Section 5, Step 3, Build and Share. Time to bring this assistant to life.
Building the gem itself is incredibly straightforward. Inside the Gemini editor, you just open a new gem, give it a recognizable name, paste in your persona instructions, and then drop in that massive guide you just generated right below it. Now, these are the exact persona instructions you need to paste at the very top of the instructions field. This acts as the gem's primary directive. It tells the AI exactly who it is, who it represents, and that its ultimate, overarching goal is to help people prepare for productive collaborations by referencing your detailed guide.
Once everything is pasted in there, you just hit save, click share, and grab that link. The moment you distribute that link to your team, your digital proxy is officially online. It is now completely ready and waiting to handle all that meta work of team communication, freeing you up to focus on your actual deep work.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a thought. We often think we know how we come across at work, but the data rarely lies. I highly encourage you to go run that first prompt today. Let the AI look at your last 6 months of emails and discover what your digital footprint actually says about you. Are you really as direct as you think? Are you as patient? Build your gem and find out for yourself. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and here's to a future with a whole lot less friction.